Being out in the community at Cowan specifically, just because that's where my kid is, our PTA meeting the other night had more members at it than ever. And it was because of this. And people are really, really chomping at the bit. What can I do? What can we do? When are we going to go back? You know, they're just really, really engaged right now. And I really hope that we can do something to give them an opportunity to speak or be listened to, or so we don't lose that momentum, because I really feel it probably more than I felt it. You know, it's much more, you know, they realize that it didn't go, and people are kind of panicked, and rightly so. So, yeah, I hope when we do start planning and things, we can think of some sort of community outreach where, you know, all people, whether they vote yes or no, can say why they did or didn't vote for it and learn from that.
Other board members want to say anything? Were you done for now?
No.
I'm kind of interested in this, how we're going to split the conversation from the school board and the citizens for 622, because I feel like the things that I'm most interested in right now are things that aren't necessarily appropriate for the school board, but more appropriate for citizens for 622, but I don't really understand those lines as well as I might. Because for me, I feel like the school board voted to approve it, but then we can't be in favor of it. It doesn't make any sense to me, and so I don't know to what extent we can and can't support the levy as a school board member.
Well, as a private citizen, you can certainly support and do however you wish. I mean, you can certainly act.
Right. But the kind of meetings I'm interested in right now are to gather feedback on strategy, what worked and what didn't work. And I'm afraid that that might not be appropriate school board work, and it might be more appropriate for citizens for 622.
Well, I'll say one thing. As a school district, the question that, you know, we definitely are reflecting on is, was our communication as strong as it could be with the facts, with the information, with the website? And so, you know, the school district has that obligation to look at that information and certainly review that work that happened. I think that any involvement with the citizens is something that will be run by the citizens group. And so it wouldn't be obviously sponsored by the school district.
And I feel like maybe some of we got the facts out there, but from people that I've talked to and some people who did vote no, the facts that we got out are not necessarily the bits of information that they were looking for. And so we may want to just relook at, you know, what information is getting out there. I mean, definitely we needed that stuff, but were there additional things that needed to be seen? And from my perspective, I absolutely wanted, you know, any feedback that we can get about why people were not able to support this, I think is really helpful, because I mean, the obvious one that I've heard from people is just the cost.
Right.
People are strapped budgets and they just don't have it, fixed incomes and things, but there are also other reasons, and so I would just like to get more information.
I pretty much echo what fellow board members said so far. It would be nice to get feedback from those who did not support the levy. If there was a way to ask them what level that they would be comfortable with, and just see if there's general themes, if there is kind of an average, and if that seems financially feasible for us, then I think that's something that could set as a future goal or request.
Steve, did you want to say anything?
I think it's, you know, obviously there's a lot of questions and kind of quarterback, or what do you call it, armchair quarterbacking the results, and everybody's interested in why people said no. And I think no one would be surprised if the answers came back in a pretty small box. We didn't have enough